Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with Still Life 2 Blind. Now I have a bit of a problem in that I don't know how to progress. Like, my partner has been trying to open the door for like the past 2 hours or whatever, which seems to indicate to me that he's only going to be done after some specific action of mine. You know, it's actually a scripted trigger.
This electronic entryway has been short-circuited.
But I don't know what that is. I assume I missed something, you know, some crucial piece of evidence. Oh, dry old sponge. Okay. I can use that probably to wipe off the dirt from the license plate of the trailer outside. But I guess first I need to soak it in water, which is a bit annoying because I need to go all the way down to the morgue to do that. But at least that's progress of some kind. Oh, so you're telling me... Okay, great. I locked myself because it's a bug. I'm stuck in a never-ending loop of not having enough space in my inventory. You're telling me a wet sponge is larger than a dry sponge? I guess technically it is, but I wouldn't say to enough of a degree to make an actual difference. I don't think this is going to work, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm stuck in eternal purgatory, which, to be honest, kind of sucks.
An outfit like the one the killer wears. It's not my size.
Oh, I don't think I clicked on that before.
It's impossible to open.
What are you talking about? It was already open. Before. Is this another bug?
It's locked. It's locked.
Okay, I guess I think the game has gone insane, which is pretty infuriating, I would say. Because now I need to go through the hole in the wall, and that's a much longer way. No, wait, that's still one... Okay. The game is stupid. It's still one slot. So it should have worked from the beginning. Okay, that's super dumb.
RZZ 354, New Hampshire. Claire could trace the plate number. RZZ 354, New Hampshire.
So, Vic, do you need to confide in your old friend Claire?
I think I have something new to help ID the killer. I found a plate number on an old truck. RZZ 354, New Hampshire.
I'll ask Kingsley to check it out. He can't refuse me anything. I have to go. Call me if you've got a problem.
I have nothing new to tell you, Agent McPherson.
Safe is locked. Can't force it. I really don't need the sheriff on my back. Yes, Claire?
I have a bit of information for you. The former owner of the truck remembers a name, sort of. Something like Parson or Carson or Manson. It's not much, but it's enough to exclude the rest of the phone book.
Nicely done, Claire. I better watch out. You'll have my job if I'm not careful.
In your dreams. I'll let you chase the villains. I'm just fine here behind my microscope. See you later.
Okay, so that's an important piece of evidence. Can't interact with this in any way. But still, he's still not done with the door, so I'm still missing something. And to be honest, at this point I'm kind of out of ideas.
I'll get there.
Vic, that's it. We have a name. Our suspect's name is David Carson.
Nice job, Claire. You're the best.
You could say that again. I love solving puzzles, but you're the one who found all the pieces.
We make a hell of a team. Finally, we have a solid suspect. Have you found a photo?
Not yet, sorry. I'm still searching. I'll call you back as soon as I have something.
Thanks again for your help, Claire.
Okay, I should probably...
Voila. It's open.
Well done, Garrus. Come on, Vic. Courage. Richard? Are you there? Richard?
Is that a dream? Yes, it's 3 years ago.
No one. As expected. Richard shouldn't get here for a while. That gives me the time to look around. A stove to warm up the long winter evenings. I've always wondered why Richard didn't get a proper radiator or something. This painting illustrates a tragic event in the life of my grandfather, Gus, and Ackerman's murderous madness. It's locked. It's impossible to open.
So, that's back where I was investigating him as a possible link to Ackerman.
A sketch made by Vladana Tominova. She was with my grandparents when they left Prague. Drawing represents the killer. I recognize his outfit. It's locked.
It's not this. Bad idea.
It's locked. It's locked.
Bad idea.
Richard took up sculpture. The results are terrifying. A photo of Richard as a child with his mother. Yes, that's Maria Valdez. A sink. No suspicious traces. Solvents. Better not drop a match. Stack of handwritten letters. I'll scan the most interesting with my smartphone.
Mark, I cannot continue like this. You're reverting to the man you were when you arrived in the Institute. A cold man, aggressive and full of hatred. A man closed off to his own world. I have a feeling you can't hear me anymore. I can no longer appease you, comfort you. It's as though I've become a stranger to you. I must think of our son. Henry is 15 years old, and adolescence is such a sensitive time. The changes in you have hurt him. I have to protect him. I have asked Dr. Kelly for a transfer. It is better if we don't see each other for a while. Until you get better, until you understand there is no future for us, as you lock yourself away like this. Please take care of yourself, Beatrice. Beatrice, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. I miss you. I feel like my head is going to explode. When I look at the last canvas I'm painting, it seems empty. It looks like a cadaver, the lifeless body of a stillborn child. My dear friend and disciple Harold has just left the hospital. He promised to write to me regularly. Without him, I feel incomplete. When I close my eyes, the full force of my past works come back to me. The undulations of the blood-colored curtain, the supplications of a body twisted by suffering, the glassy eyes of a house whose porch opens in a silent scream. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. I miss you, Mark.
Henry Allen is the son of Beatrice and Mark Ackerman. Richard, you are the murderer's grandson. A page taken from Herbert Ackerman's confessions. So it's Richard who borrowed them from Harrison by pretending to be Zarkovic. Zarkovic. God, that's it. I remember where I've seen that name. It was in that email Richard sent me when I was in New Orleans.
Handwritten page taken from Herbert Ackerman's confessions. I don't know how many of them he has killed. 10, 20, more? Bell showed me pictures right before my departure from Prague. He slaughtered them. Why did he do this? Is it wrapped up in his art? Does he find satisfaction in the death of women who serve as his models? He took it up again in Chicago. I am not responsible for his crimes, but I am his father, and therefore I must act. I have arranged everything with Kelly. He will take care of Mark, and will make sure these tragic events do not occur again.
It's locked. Nothing of interest. A Bunch of rags. Nothing to write home about here. Nothing of interest. Nothing to write home about here.
I was under the impression I picked up a bunch of rags.
A piece of black cloth. There are traces on it.
I guess I just untangled it.
Cape worn by the killer. Richard. Why?
So it was him, but that doesn't strike
You're already
me.
here? It's good to see you. Did you have a nice trip? I hope that your stay in Los Angeles was a success. Vic, you look strange. What's going on?
Richard, I know you're Mark Ackerman's grandson.
It's true. I found out when my grandmother died a little over 2 years ago. It was such a revelation for me. At that point, I'd pretty much given up on my career as an artist to focus on running the gallery. Mark Ackerman's work moved me deeply.
But you always said that you only discovered Ackerman's paintings recently. Why lie?
Well, because of the art director. After the auction where he bought some of the paintings, he made himself out to be the genius who exhumed a forgotten artist's work. I didn't want to lessen his moment of glory and risk alienating him. The gallery needs funding, you know.
I found a page of Governor Ackerman's confessions in one of your drawers. Were you the one who went to see Inspector Harrison under the pseudonym Zarkovic?
That was an innocent bit of subterfuge. I was going to return the documents.
I found a black cape in the closet. It looks remarkably like the one the killer wore. There's still blood on it, in exactly the spot where I wounded him.
I don't understand how it could have got here. The murderer must be trying to set me up. By casting suspicion on me, he gets at you.
In that case, you won't mind me taking this cape to have the blood tested. I could also have a little look to make sure you don't have any trace of a wound.
Come on, Vic. Don't you trust me? It's me, Richard. You're Richard.
I did trust you, but that's impossible now. Richard, I may have quit the FBI, but I'm still a profiler. My gut tells me I'm not wrong. It's you, Richard. You've committed these horrible murders. My heart can't believe it, but my head knows it's true. You're not saying anything. Why, Richard? Why all this madness, this hatred? I need to understand.
Open your eyes, Victoria. Let me show you something.
Agent McPherson? Agent McPherson, are you all right?
Sorry, Garris. I was thinking of something else.
James Harker's about to arrive. I'm going down to meet him. Can I leave you alone? Are you gonna be all right?
Everything's fine. I'll be right there.
I don't think this makes as much sense. Like,
Get a hold of yourself, Vic. Man, this room makes me nervous.
Like, don't get me wrong. It did make quite a lot of sense to me already at the end of the last game, but I don't think it makes just as much sense if combined with certain plot revelations in the beginning of this, because it seems to me it would be impossible to hide the fact, I've shot him and he has fallen into the river, and they were searching for the body for some time. I think it would be like, and he, my boyfriend would be quote unquote missing for the time where the killer was making his getaway, because that's the same person. So first of all, I would notice that he was gone for some time, and then it seems to me it would be impossible to hide a gunshot wound. Especially if he's my boyfriend, I assume I see him naked regularly. And even if not, it's pretty difficult to. You need to dress the wound correctly, and it's. He was shot like in the gut or something, I think. Which, even if he survived that without any medical help, which in itself might be doubtful depending on where exactly he got shot, it would be borderline impossible, it seems to me, to do not show any signs of being hurt. So I don't think this works as well as it did by the end of the last game.
The dumbwaiter shaft has been sealed. The dumbwaiter shaft has been sealed. Charred videotapes. Looks like the fire started here. Burnt posters. An old surveillance console. Fisheye 460 F01. Seems to be working still. It's turned off. Nothing. Nothing. Looks like someone tried to repair the console without success. A painting blackened by soot. A painting blackened by soot. It's locked. An old fire heater. This brings back bad memories. Anyway, the fire didn't start here. There's a trace on the railing. There's a trace on the railing. Someone was hurt here. Anderson's blood. He must have had a nasty encounter. So, his disappearance was the killer's doing.
Okay, let's talk with the other agent. Maybe he can help me with the computer?
Hi, partner. I'm going to leave you alone for a bit. You must have so many things to say to each other.
You're good at electronics, right? You might be able to help me. In the charred room, there's a surveillance console. See if you can get it working.
Okay, I'm on it. You haven't changed, Vic.
Neither of you, James. Still working the jeans and sneakers look?
I was never into uniforms. I can see that black's still your favorite color, huh?
So, you're working the TV angle now. I saw the tape with your interview.
I needed cash, that's all. Hernandez offered me a nice stack of bills. Remind me, what am I doing here?
We think our murderer is after you. The infamous East Coast killer, as the press calls him, wants you. You must be flattered.
And that's why you summoned me here? You could have just set a couple of big guys to keep an eye on my rather luxurious New York apartment.
I like to keep you where I can see you. Besides, you know our enemy. That's useful.
This whole thing is history. You know how I feel. Let's drop it. I'm going to pay a visit to this charming abode. See you later.
Okay, so I assume he walked inside. Where exactly?
Nice shack. A bit morbid, but it's got style. Have you found anything interesting in the house?
Clues proving Hernandez and the killer were both here recently, among other things.
This dump probably has a lot of secrets to reveal. I'll keep working on it. Go on with your investigation. If you want, we'll chat later. I'm taking notes.
It's really amateur stuff. I should be able to do better.
We have a suspect, David Carson. We're making progress, Garrus.
Amazing. We're gonna stop him. You'll see. You can't evade the FBI forever.
Don't say mission accomplished just yet, Garrus.
If you could find a manual for the console, it would really help. Look for the Fisheye 42 model. The sheriff is being overzealous, but she's kind of charming.
Watch out, Garrus. Female cops are the #1 hazard, especially the ones who like to hoodwink the rookies.
Okay, where would I look for the manual?
Nothing.
If you want, we'll chat later. I'm taking notes.
A book written by one Stephen Bachman. A horror novel. This book is about nuclear war. It's from the 50s. A chemistry textbook. The preferred literature of murderers everywhere. Book on American painters. Somebody trying to bring back bad memories?
Maybe I can call Claire.
So, Vic, do you need to confide in your old friend Claire?
Do you have any details on Hawker? What's he been up to since the FBI canned him?
I did a little snooping. He's been doing small security jobs. Claims to be a security consultant. I called one of his employers. He described Hawker as the solitary type. Doesn't trust his coworkers, Also, a few investigators let me know that they had been contacted by Hawker. He asked them a number of questions about the killer's latest murders.
Hawker has supposedly revealed information about the killer to Hernandez. Clearly, to his mind, he's still on the case.
Seems like he's really developed a bit of an obsession over this. Be careful with him, Vic.
Before he snapped, Hawker was an exceptional agent. Hopefully he's kept his investigative skills. Don't worry, I'll be careful.
I have to go. Call me if you've got a problem.
Nice shack. A bit morbid, but it's got style.
So, James, are you spending your retirement brooding over the past?
Not at all. I have a whole new life now. That whole thing is behind me.
Really? I heard you were continuing to investigate. And as far as I know, your social schedule is not what you'd call busy.
Don't start with me, Vic. Whose fault is it that I'm where I am? You betrayed me.
All right, okay. I didn't bring you here to piss you off. Pretend I didn't say anything. James, I think you have a problem. You're obsessed by the killer.
Don't condescend to me. It's a little hypocritical, don't you think? Tell me thoughts of his victims don't keep you up at night, Vic. Aren't you tormented by your utter failure to stop these killings? You should be.
Jesus Christ, you know full well that I've moved heaven and earth to get more resources for this. You're accusing me of fucking up the case? Getting angry isn't going to accomplish anything. Let's change the subject.
I guess I have to bring it back.
James, I think you have a problem. You're obsessed by the killer.
Don't condescend to me. Aren't you tormented by your utter failure to stop these killings?
Jesus Christ, you know full well that I've moved heaven and earth to get more resources for this.
Okay, I guess let's have a full-blown argument and see what comes out of this.
Here, I'll profile you. You are egocentric, irresponsible, selfish, and paranoid.
And you are anal, rigid, authoritarian. And you've got the biggest mouth I've ever had the displeasure to encounter.
I could say the same about you.
Not quite sure how that helps me.
Can we talk?
What? So I only fought with him to make peace now? It seems to me it could have all been skipped by just not fighting.
Listen, James, let's stop dwelling on the past. The killer is still out there, and this is our last chance of getting him as a team. Can we bury the hatchet? Paloma Hernandez may still be alive. She's counting on us.
Fine. We can't change what's happened anyway. I've made a major breakthrough on the killer's psyche. He's totally obsessed with film and cinema, and particularly with the actress Veronica Lake. You could see it in his videos. I'm convinced that he chooses his victims following criteria linked to his obsession.
There's evidence in the house that suggests the killer went to film school. That would confirm your hypothesis.
It was by catching an old movie again that I made the connection. It has to do with very small background details. That's why we didn't see it before.
Well, I have a name. Our suspect's name is supposedly David Carson. Claire's trying to dig up something about him.
We'll end up getting him, Vic. After all this time, we're gonna get him. So, this house is supposedly connected to the killer. I'm not surprised. It fits what I've been able to uncover. An isolated area far from the big urban centers. But it means the killer's gotta travel to go hunting.
I'm at an impasse with the computer in the cellar. Can you give it a look? You've always been a bit of an IT guru.
Okay, show me what the problem is. Let's see. The system is well protected. It's impossible to enter without the password. Luckily, the killer is just crazy enough to use a significant password instead of choosing random characters.
Of course.
Let's try this. No, too simple. Veronica, maybe. It's not the right password. Yes.
Have you found the password?
Aquaman. Veronica Lake's real name. The killer's obsessions are the key to his psyche. The contents of the computer are open to you. It's your turn to play now.
Okay, but I will read the contents next time because this episode has been long enough. So for now I'm going to save and pause it here. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.